Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another process video for Spiegel Mom Scraps. And this month we are playing with a kind of flashback to the 80s and 90s theme. And so I am playing with the 90s today. So one of the girls in the design team posted an inspiration mood board for us to look at. And one of the pictures in there was this idea of the same photo but with 4 different colors. And so I took this picture of some palm trees from a recent trip that we had to Hawaii and changed the color filters on it so that I have some like blue and purple and pink and magenta, all different kinds of colors. So I knew because I wanted my photos to really be the bright accent and I was going to do a lot of mixed media, I needed more of a subtle background. So I went ahead and grabbed this Amy Tan on a whim, and it's this black and white kind of diagonal stripe. And I just mounted it on black cardstock. And then I went into the Project Life app and added my 4 photos and put them all on a 4x6. So they cut all together, they printed as one 4x6. And then I'm going to go ahead and here I'm cutting apart each one of those smaller photos. So they are each in that 2x3 size. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little black border around them. And I know that I want them in the center of my design element here, and I want them to be layered. So what you're going to see me do to get the look that I want is I'm going to kind of play with where they go, but I want them kind of wonky layered together, and then I want 2 of them to be popped up on some foam. And so the way that I did that to make it look right, and it's kind of hard to see in the video as far as that part goes, is I put thin foam behind one and thick foam behind the second one. So it really creates 3 different levels of height in my photo cluster. And then I'm going to go ahead and you'll see that part here just in a second. I'm going to grab all of these different little scraps from the 6x6 paper pad, and this is also Amy Tan on a whim. And I'm just doing some small matting behind my photos. So I do not want that to be the emphasis. So I'm keeping the mats really tight to the photos, really small, because I don't want those colors to be the emphasis on the page, because I am going to add a lot of color still. And so there you see I'm showing you I'm pulling out 2 different heights of that fun foam. And so you can buy it in different thicknesses. You can buy the adhesive dots and all those different packages. You can buy all of that stuff in different thicknesses. So it's kind of nice to have a variety on hand so that you can create looks like this where you've got kind of some layering going on with different depth. And I really like how that turned out in real life. And so I've cut those mats really tight to the photo and added another little black border around the outside. And then I'm going to start playing with my mixed media. So I have grabbed this stencil from Delusions because I knew I wanted these kind of wonky triangles. And I am grabbing literally every Shimmers product I think I have that could possibly match this layout. So I've pulled 2 Dazzlerz in Licorice Stick and Lemon Drop, and then Texturez in Crushed Coral, and then Paste-eez in Raspberry Sorbet and Tree Hugger. And all I am doing, so I saved you most of watching this, is I'm adding a little bit of color in a bunch of different spots around this edge. So I know I wanted my mixed media on the top, bottom, and left because I have that tag element that's going to go over on the right. So I just filled in a few triangles here and there with each one of those different texture pastes. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my mists. And so these are going to follow that same kind of C arc. So I'm going to emphasize them around the edge and then off towards the bottom right. Because I want my photo element and all my titling to go on the other side. So this is adding some weight to the left and to the bottom. And so the sprays I'm using, I have a Studio Calico Black. It's just called Inky Black. I pulled out 2 color shines, which were Butter and Sweet Mint, I think. Yeah, Sweet Mint. And then I've also pulled out a Coloringz from Shimmers in Pink Stilettos. So all of those Shimmers ones are products that I got in the Spiegel Mom Scrap store. So if you're interested in all of those, definitely go check them out. The Licorice Stick is absolutely my favorite, the black texture paste. It is smooth, it's awesome, it works so much better than any other texture paste that I've seen. So definitely check that one out. So back to the layout, I am adding all of that spritz around the outside, and then I go ahead and let all of this dry, and it really did a great job of not warping my paper, which is awesome because I hate when that happens. And so then my photo cluster is going to sit right in the middle of all of that kind of triangle chaos, and I did put foam on the back of that entire photo matting so that it is going to stand up. And then I'm adding that tag and that little acetate piece, which I know some of you guys had asked me, hey, show us more of when you're using those or how to use those, how you attach those, and I'm going to use my tiny attacher to do that. And so now I'm just working on my title placement. So I know I want my title to be Dream in Color. I had tossed around the idea of going with In Living Color, but I really wanted to be able to use this puffy sticker, and this is from the Crepe Paper Cute Girl collection. So I'm going to go with Dream in Color instead. And then I am pulling off from that same puffy sticker sheet, and I have 2 sets, which is great because I needed a bunch of these little shapes. And so I'm pulling off hexagons in 3 different colors. So I have a yellow, a pink, and a green that's going to go in that top cluster. And then the benefit of having that second sheet is I can do the exact same configuration of hexagons down in the bottom corner around the rest of my title. And so that's where you see I'm pulling out that second one, and I'm just going to kind of place those same colors in the same places. And I am going to come back in and add some sequins from the Spiegel Mom Scrap Store down in these little clusters around my title as well. So right now all I'm doing is I am flipping through, and at this point in my process I'm like, okay, what else do I want to embellish? What other things do I need? So you can see me there, I'm flipping through the sticker book from Amy Tan. This is from the Whim Collection. I also had her 6x12, like the big sticker sheet out, and I looked through that as well. And I'm just trying to see, is there anything else that's going to add to my layout and add to the theme, but not take anything away? And I decide, not so much. So I go ahead and grab some Studio Calico white puffy letters just for the word in. So Dream in Color is going to be that title. And I also grabbed, you can see off on the side, my tiny attacher, and I used that to attach that little XO acetate piece. I also used it to reinforce that dream letter at the top, and it's a really good tool for that because that word dream is not all stuck down on the background paper. So it's stuck across my photo, which means I want it to float. And so in order to make it float, I use those staples to make sure that it's nice and secure. And then I went ahead and grabbed, you saw me adding some of those sequins. They are the Neon Summer sequins mix from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and they worked perfectly. So I got the pink, coral, and blue, and that's going to do it for this layout. So I really hope you like what you saw today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!